But when you're able to see where you're escaping and becoming a really great escape artist, where you're kind of a wimp, you're not a warrior, where you're not showing up courageously or with the fullness of who you are, you're not being an answer, which is why you're on the planet. When you start looking at that, it means that you have to be a powerful person.
Yeah.
It means that you have to stop being a victim or stop telling some stories or stop showing up in ways that are limiting. And you have to evaluate all of that. You don't bully yourself into breakthroughs. Okay, do you want to be happy or miserable? It's up to you.
And you're not here on earth to be a victim. You're not here on earth to just be by yourself and isolated. You're not here on earth just to be going through the motions.
Yeah.
You're here on earth with a purpose and to be an answer.
I'm going to need to show up really different to not limp through life and to not fall back on poor programming, because that would be really easy to do when life gets hard. They are not to control or manipulate anybody else.
No.
This is just how I'm going to show up and what's healthy for me in this season, because other people aren't going to know that. You've got to let them know. You scan your soul. So you start thinking about what you've been thinking about. You start seeing, is my heart heavy? What's on my heart? What you appreciate appreciates. So a lot of times we think about things, but we don't express them. You are literally living in answered prayers right now, and how quick we are to forget that.
Yeah.
I'm a practical girl, so I'll set them as my just blocks on a calendar. They're super important. So quiet time, nobody gets in that window. That's just as important as any other meeting that I have.
Gratitude, I said, wasn't like just going and checking off, counting your blessings.
Right.
I'm happy for this. Thank you for this.
Right.
Thank you for this. But it actually, if you live in gratitude,
Yeah.
if gratitude is the attitude of gratitude that
Yeah.
you bring with you, it becomes a weapon.
I think there's been onslaught against our identity and who we're on the planet to be. I think there's been so many things that are against us showing up fully.
But the thing about it that I found too, it's the same thing, is when my identity gets caught up in what I do or what people have done to me, or just what
Yeah.
I'm going through, it always just gets all screwed up. My life just gets off kilter. But when I'm resting in who I am, who
Yeah.
I was created to be, right?
Yeah.
That's who I really am.
I know I felt like I was plagued by these questions, and I had, maybe people would call it a quarter life crisis, right? But when you have so much that you have to figure out and that you're responsible so early, you don't exist. You literally exist through codependency or people pleasing or so many things, and you
Yeah.
don't know where you are. I'm literally love in action. I
Yeah.
am an answer, right? If that's now who you are, it's going to affect what you do.
Yeah.
When you believe you're valuable, you protect yourself in a different way. You don't self-protect, but you carry yourself differently. You don't tolerate the same kind of things. You don't show up the same kind of way. You care for yourself differently when you believe you're valuable. When
That's
you
true.
don't, you don't care for yourself, and you tolerate all sorts of things that you
Wow.
don't deserve. The pursuit of happiness is actually you being miserable.
I hate religion,
Yeah.
because religion is all about performance.